One of life's great illusions is the idea of continuity. About 66 million years ago, dinosaurs had already roamed the Earth for around 165 million years, and it seemed like this would continue indefinitely. The world was a warm and pleasant place, covered in lush forests teeming with diverse trees, flowers, ferns, and countless creatures. Dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes roamed the land, from the gentle giants known as Titanosaurs to famous beasts like Tyrannosaurus rex and Edmontosaurus. It was an ancient paradise, a world of abundance and vibrant life. Then one day, perhaps on a Tuesday afternoon, life was seemingly just as it had been for the past 1,000 or even 1,000,000 years. Things were going well for our feathered dinosaur friends. However, a tiny, almost imperceptible change was taking place in the sky. If there were dinosaurs observing the stars, they might have noticed a new star appearing in the night sky, a tiny dot that gradually grew larger and brighter over many weeks. Eventually, it looked like a second small moon in the night sky, before fading from sight as it slipped into Earth's shadow. For a few more hours, the illusion of continuity remained, but then it vanished. The next morning, the object reappeared, now nearly as large as the sun in the sky and growing rapidly. It was headed for the coastline near the Yucatan Peninsula. In just 2 seconds, it pierced through the thin boundary between space and Earth's surface, entering the atmosphere at almost 60 times the speed of sound. Let's pause time for a moment. Here we see the nameless asteroid, about to alter history dramatically. Towering higher than Mount Everest, it reached from the ocean into the atmosphere, far above where passenger planes would fly millions of years later. At this instant, the world was one way, and in the blink of an eye, it would be entirely different. Let's resume time. As the asteroid struck the shallow ocean and the bedrock below, it released the energy of billions of nuclear weapons in a single instant as it vaporized. A brilliant flash of light filled the sky as a ghostly radiant white sphere expanded over the Gulf of Mexico. The bedrock transformed into seething super-hot plasma, reaching temperatures of tens of thousands of degrees Celsius. The thermal radiation from the explosion traveled at the speed of light, instantly incinerating everything within a radius of approximately 1,500 kilometers. Meanwhile, the force from the impact pushed so hard against Earth's crust that it lost all structural integrity and flowed away from the impact site like a liquid. This created a crater 25 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. The ocean was pushed back for hundreds of kilometers, akin to a child jumping into a puddle. When the crust rebounded, melted material formed a temporary mountain that soared 10 kilometers into the sky. Enormous amounts of debris were blasted into the upper atmosphere, and some even escaped into space, equivalent to about 60 times the original mass of the asteroid. The impact's violence was felt worldwide within minutes. An earthquake with a magnitude of 11, perhaps the most powerful ever experienced by any living beings throughout Earth's history, shook the planet. It was so incredibly intense that in India, it may have rattled colossal lava fields, triggering volcanic eruptions that persisted for 30,000 years and covering half of the Indian subcontinent with lava. Even on the side of Earth opposite the impact, the ground moved by several meters. No one could sleep through that fateful day. The colossal explosion violently collides with Earth's atmosphere, generating a shockwave that attains speeds exceeding 1,000 kilometers per hour near the impact site, akin to the hyperhurricanes found on gas giants like Neptune. In Middle America, virtually any soil, vegetation, or living creature is shredded into fragments and hurled thousands of kilometers away. Now the oceans, which had been momentarily displaced, return with vengeance. As the temporary mountain formed at the impact site collapses, a series of tsunamis, each as high as 1 kilometer, enough to engulf every skyscraper humans would ever build, propagate in all directions. When these tsunamis collide with the coastlines of the surrounding continents, they inundate thousands of kilometers of shoreline. Even 15 hours later, some of the refracted waves, navigating around South America, still loom as high as 100 meters in the sky. Yet the worst is still to be discussed, too. A significant portion of the debris ejected into space orbits Earth for thousands of years, while some impacts the Moon or even Mars. However, most of it plummets back to our planet, As these materials re-enter the atmosphere at such incredible speeds, they become scorching hot, reaching temperatures in the hundreds of degrees. This happens to millions of tons of debris worldwide. The rapid heating of the atmosphere to such extremes is a matter of debate, but there are two prevailing theories. In one scenario, the air was heated to hundreds of degrees for a few minutes. In the other, it reached thousands of degrees for approximately 1 minute. In either case, the atmosphere becomes as hot as the interior of an industrial oven. The global effects of this scorching heat remain uncertain, but if enough of it reached the surface, many plants and animals would have perished rapidly unless they could burrow or seek refuge in caves. The heat, combined with the falling debris, may have ignited surface materials in forests, sparking wildfires as Earth rotated beneath the searing hot plume. In just a few hours, massive wildfires likely raged worldwide, with some potentially lasting for months and transforming the planet into a nightmarish, scorching hell. As the day of the impact nears its end, many dinosaurs have already perished. However, the most catastrophic events are yet to unfold. The colossal plume of vaporized material ascends to the upper atmosphere, dispersing across the entire globe. Combined with the soot generated by the burning planet and the aerosols produced by the impact, Earth descends into profound darkness, with only the raging fires illuminating the landscape. Surviving plants now face starvation for sunlight, as global photosynthesis is temporarily suspended. Within days, temperatures plummet by as much as 25 degrees Celsius. The oceans suffered a devastating blow. The absence of sunlight led to the death of over 90% of plankton, which serve as the foundation of the marine food web. This, in turn, would lead to the demise of the large marine reptiles and ammonites that once thrived in the seas. The survivors now find themselves in a world that resembles an alien landscape. Ash, debris, and the charred remains of the once vibrant life cover the ground, while the sky remains dark, the air cold, and fresh food scarce. In this bleak environment, fungi thrive. For months and years, the planet remains hostile and deadly. The sudden global winter persists for decades, leading to the extinction of at least 75% of all species on Earth. As the day draws to a close, the world is suddenly and irreversibly changed. The continuity that had persisted for millions of years is no more. The era of the dinosaurs comes to an abrupt end. From the ashes of the old world, survivors emerge. Birds, the direct descendants of dinosaurs, and mammals that would eventually become the dominant animals on the planet. Without the asteroid impact, the course of life on Earth might have taken a vastly different path. The sudden disruption of dinosaur continuity completely reshaped the planet and all its life forms, offering us the opportunity to become what we are today. It remains uncertain how long the era of humanity will endure. Modern humans have existed for a mere 0.1% of the time the dinosaurs did. During this brief period, we have accomplished remarkable feats, from making the world our own to venturing into space and harnessing the power of the atom. Yet our future and long-term survival are far from guaranteed. If we are not cautious, our existence could be cut short, just as the age of the dinosaurs ended. But unlike them, we are aware of the fragility of our continuity, even if it doesn't always feel that way. We can be prepared, vigilant, and hopeful. With luck, our journey will continue for a long, long time.